graduate intern at ISPO, focus on student engagement and activities. So I will start from the agenda. So agenda that we have currently is first is to complete the checklist for students. And also we will talk about different graduate programs we have and also the resources centers UCSD currently have for international students. And fourth, we will have like section about how to find you join your own communities during your lives here. And we will also cover some transportation information, some basic needs information. And in the final, we will have like a student panel and we will invite current postgraduate and PhD students to talk about their experience here at UCSD. Yep, next slide, please. Sure. So before we start there, I want to first mention there are several checklists that you will need to complete. So first is regarding the International Student Program Office. So if you newly admitted international graduate students could go to this iNewStudent.ucsd.edu, and if you click on the graduate student section, and there will be several steps for you to prepare, no matter for your immigration status or entry upon your entries or other maybe procedures and paperwork after arrivals. Yep. So next I will hand off to Shana to talk about the graduate division's checklist.
Thank you, Chi. So my name is Shauna Slabiota. I work in the Division of Graduate Education and Postdoctoral Affairs, formerly known as the Graduate Division. And similarly, we have information on our website, a lot of checklists, a lot of tasks and items for admitted students to be working on, both before you arrive at UCSD and also as you or when you come to UC San Diego. I'm going to put a link in the chat to the admitted students section of our website, which is where you will be able to find all of these checklists. And we just encourage you to take a look if you haven't already. And again, it's organized in the order in which you need to prepare. And we want you to be aware of all of these requirements. And then I also have a reminder from our graduate admissions team, and that is that most of our students are admitted provisionally, which means that there are final documents that need to be submitted to our office. So your application portal, which you can access by going to grad.apply.ucsd.edu, has all of this information. It also has information on the Statement of Legal Residence form. Many students do submit this form, but you, depending on your academic program, may not have to. So I just wanted to mention that since I know we have people from a variety of departments. But please look at your portal, check to see what documents you need to submit, and you can arrange with our graduate admissions staff to get those submitted. If you have any questions, our staff is available at gradadmissions@ucsd.edu, and they can assist you. And now I'm going to turn it over to my colleague, Joe.
Hi, good morning. My name is Joe. I'm the Grad Life intern in the graduate division. I'm going to talk a little bit about the graduate programs. So what is Grad Life? Grad Life supports the success of all UCSC students, graduate and professional students, by providing academic, financial, social, community, and health resources, and promotes events relevant to graduate students. And what does that all that mean? That means we put on events such as the Wednesday workshop, where graduate students can present their research. We can practice presenting that research. You can send questions my way at gradlife@ucsd.edu, and I can point you to events. I can point you to other resources on campus. There's also the orientation that Grad Life is a part of putting on. That's going to be happening in September. Yeah, so we We have a lot of events that we work on, and I'm going to put a image into the chat. I did this a little bit earlier, a little bit early, it's a little too early. But here's an image of our social media for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's just a QR code. If you scan that, you can be able to join. And I'll put that in the chat now. And then that's all for me. So I'm going to turn over to ISPO to continue on.
Sure. Thank you, Joe. Next, I will talk about ISPO resources that we currently have for international students to really thrive here. So there are several of the program that ISPO International Student Program Office provide. So all the international students are so welcome to join and take part in those programs. I will just talk briefly about several of them. For example, the English in Action program, like will help practice your English skills through pairing international student with a volunteer coaches and to help them improve their English skills and also learn more about the cultures. And there is also intercultural social hours. So you could talk about your overall experience and how you feel about being an international student in using UCSDs. And we have a lot of different programs. I will put a link in the chat to make you have access to those programs. Yep, next slide, please. Sure. So we also have this global engagement certificate. So for students that that take part in all those different extracurricular activity, they could actually gain this certificate and show that on their transcript once they fulfill like the hour requirement. So this is a really good opportunity to show that you are actually engaging different kind of extracurricular activity beside the schoolworks. So definitely check them out. And next came to our iEvent calendar, which is a really good resource center for all the event that we hold and also the event that we in collaboration with other school department. So we will constantly posting and updating all those different kinds of event on it. So definitely check them out as frequently as possible. There are like events regarding social events, regarding outdoor activities like hiking, kayaking, and there is also other like career panels that in ISPO holds. So I would say it's a great resource to have. And yep. An additional program that we have is the Grad programs. It actually is a current opening programs. So the Grad programs to match incoming graduate students with the current graduate students in UCSD. And this program is aimed to kind of help new students settle in and transition into their study here at UCSD. And also they could talk a lot about, no matter it's like academic related or not academic related, those kind of information exchange to help you adapt to your learning here. So that would be really beneficial for incoming students. So feel free to register and sign up as a mentee. Yep. And last but not the least is a subject guide. So after you came into UCSD, there will be a lot of different activities for you to explore and different resources that UCSD provide to not only international students, but all the students. So subject is really a comprehensive guide that provides you all those informations. And we are constantly updating them by adding new content and removing some outdated content. So it's a really good resource to check and to browse through to know what you could expect during your time at UCSD. So I would definitely check this out as well. Yep. So next, after talking about the resources that we have, I believe every student that join UCSD want to find their own communities here, like to thrive here. So we will talk about several ways that you could engage during your time. Yep. So these are a layout of different kind of community center that we currently have on campus. So there is EPIMED, there is Women's Center, there's LGBT resource centers. So we do have different kind of communities that give you a variety of choice that you could choose from. And I will talk about the Graduate and Professional Student Association, also called GPSA. So this organization exists to advocate for the rights and interests for all graduate students, both academic and academics, and its mission is to represent the interests and concerns of graduate and professional students on campus. So if you are interested in that mission and to serve that purpose, definitely feel free to look into more information about it and maybe become a members or join the event that they hold. Next, I will hand off to my colleague Priyanka to talk about other community that you could join.
Thank you, Chi. Hi, everyone. I am Priyanka Mehta. I am an ISPO Graduate Student Affairs intern, and today I will be talking about various organizations, transportation, basic needs. Thank you. Yeah, so in UCSD, we have around 568 international student organizations, which is catered to the needs of undergraduates, graduates, and combined. On the left side pane of the screen, you can see various categories of the programs. These are categorized into various like cultural, dance, media, political, spiritual, and so on. So we have 20 categories of these organizations, and you can enroll into any of them which really interest you. Yeah, and you can find this information from clicking on this website link. Moving to the next slide. So this is what I discussed before. We welcome students from all cultures, nationalities, ethnicities, and preferences. And as I discussed before, we have 568 organizations and clubs at UCSD. Yeah. Moving to the next slide. So this is the UCSD HDH Graduate and Family Housing Community. On the right-hand side, you can see the pictures of various lounges you have in graduate family housing. And the top one image is the houses, this like Misa Nuova and Nueva West. So whenever you get connected to the housing, you get HDH Connect newsletters wherein they post various events. And you can choose among various events. They update it every week. So this is a must-go event which you should experience. Yeah, moving to the next slide. So we have various volunteer opportunities at San Diego. You can connect with local communities. You can connect with international communities at San Diego. So you can explore these opportunities using this link. Yeah. Now we will talk about the best part of mine is transportation. So you can see the picture of these shuttles. These are available for free for students. I'll be talking about these e-bikes and this blue trolley line. Okay, yeah. So these are the pictures of the apps you can download in your phone. On the left-hand side, this is a Transloc app image where you download this app into your phone and you can find various shuttles going around in the campus. There are right now 8 loops wherein they connect with the housing and all the off-campus and on-campus locations. And in the middle of it, you can see this MTS app, which is a public transportation app. This is free for all UCSD students, and you can explore the whole San Diego using these buses. Otherwise, it's like $2.5 for other people in San Diego, but it's free for us. And this such trolley line, you can download this Pronto app. So I have put this picture so that you can aware of the right app you have to choose. And these are the various links of all the transportation facilities you have. And the best thing I would say is there are 3 trolley lines in San Diego, and UCSD recently launched a blue trolley line on 24th November 21, and it is free for all of us. Yeah. And this is a YouTube link for these 2 transportation assistants. You should definitely look at these YouTube videos. It will really help you in finding out the best, the transportation you want to choose on. Yeah, next slide, please. Okay, so whenever you feel that you are lost in the campus and you want, like, where am I? So there are various QR codes which are located in and around campus. Whenever you feel like you are lost or you need to find a waypoint, just scan these QR codes and you will be directed to the centered map of the US, like of UCSD, and this will give you the centered location of where you are. And this after sending this QR code from your camera, this will give you the nearby offices, nearby dining halls. So you will be able to find yourself where you are using this waypoint. And also, UCSD has hired many community safety officers for giving students a support safety escort from sunset to sunrise, and it is available for 365 days. You should save this number in your phone for safety and escort. Thank you. Now, let's talk about some basic needs services we have for students. So we have food security, financial services, etc. So in this slide, you can see the various images or like logos of various organizations we have. This is iTable, wherein ISPO has collaborated with Basic Hub and Need Center. We basically help international students giving like good access to the food and the financial resources and many more things. You should definitely register to iTable if you're eligible for that. And regarding the Triton Food Pantry, we have 2 food pantry locations at Old Student Center and Graduate and Family Housing. So those who live on campus, they will be preferring that you can access both, but you preferably those students who live like on campus, like in the graduate housing, they prefer going to the food pantry of the housing. And every week, 15 points are added into your account, and you can get like free vegetables, baby products, groceries, etc. And this is a facility by UCSD given to the students. These grocery shuttles, which runs every Saturday and Sunday. This will connect to the downtown of like you can find your various shops and where you can take food from your, if you are like Indian, if you're Chinese, you want specialized food, so you can use these grocery shuttles. It's free for students. Okay, so apart from all these, we have various basic needs services available at on-campus, off-campus, and near to your university. On campus, we have Target, we have Amazon and UCSD bookstore. And off-campus, we have various grocery stores like Walmart, IKEA, Amazon, Home Goods, Marshalls, Bed Bath & Beyond. And we have 2 to 3 malls near UCSD. You should definitely explore them. These are very, very beautiful. This is the Westfield UTC, Westfield Mission Valley, and Fashion Valley. You should explore all these locations using these links mentioned in this slide. Can we go to the next slide? So now handing over to my ISPO colleague for the student panel.
All right. Apologies. Thanks so much. So now we're going to move into a student panel. We're so excited to have not only Priyanka and Chi be our panelists, but also other international graduate students here at UC San Diego. So I'll ask Amal and Shreyas if you could briefly introduce yourself. How about Amal, you go first, and then Shreyas, you can follow.
Sure. Hi, everybody. Thank you for this invitation. I'm really excited to be on this panel. I'm a third-year graduate student in the bioinformatics PhD program, and I'm currently I'm part of the Alexandrov lab, where I'm working on cancer genomics and using machine learning models to develop diagnostic tools. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shreyas, and I'm a master's student at UC San Diego in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering. This is my third quarter, and I arrived at UC San Diego in September 2021. And I am specializing in chip designing at UCSD.
And I realized that Priyanka and Chi, you introduced yourself, but I don't know if you all mentioned like the departments that you're sitting in your graduate program. So how about Priyanka and Chi, you introduce yourself as well, in addition to being an ISPO graduate intern. So let's go first with Priyanka and then to Chi.
Yep. Thank you, Grace. Yeah, we forgot to mention about that. So I am a master graduate student majoring in clinical research. And my research work is we are finding the effect of pesticides, insecticides on the liver biomarkers of children who are living in Ecuador. And I will be graduating in summer and heading over to UT.
Yeah. Thank you, Priyanka, and thank you, Grace, for mentioning it. I have like this ISPO so stick to me, and I even forget to mention my program. So I'm currently a master's student in UCSD, majoring in business analytics. So I study in the department Rady School of Management. So if any of you or the students are really interested to know more about the school, definitely feel free to reach out. Yep. Sure.
So our first question today is, what was the most challenging part of adapting to UC San Diego?
So For me, it was the quota system. Since I just graduated in 2020 and started my master's in 2021, so it was a major shift from semester pattern to the quarter system, because we have very less time as compared to the previous one, and we have to complete our coursework in 10 weeks. That was major challenging part. And other thing was to getting aligned with the culture, new culture over here. Yeah, this couple of things were challenging for me while adapting to UC San Diego.
Yeah, thank you for answering. I think for me, it's almost feel like similar because I previously studied in like a semester-based school. So transitioning to like quarter-based is more compact, and I just feel there's more like schoolwork during the quarter. So definitely give yourself like adequate break and don't burn yourself out, be so stressful like during this short kind of like a little bit squeezed school time. Yep.
Yeah, I guess I would echo a lot of the things that we mentioned. One thing that I feel was a little different for me was just the magnitude of the classes and how many students you have. So I came from a small liberal arts college where our class size was 20 to 25 students at maximum. And so at UCSD, you have classes where there are more than 200 students. And so that was a little intimidating in the beginning and also a little hard navigating and, making connections with faculty, but hopefully, the first quarter should be enough of a time for everybody to adjust to these differences and sort of work out, what works for them best in terms of interacting with other students and faculty.
Yeah, and one of the most challenging part for me adapting to UCSD was I was working remote, like I was studying remote from India. I started my course, and then in the mid of that, I came to the US when the pandemic was released easily. So you find it difficult when you come from remote to in person, but it takes few days to adjust on. But if you make a timetable and if you make like when you have 6 courses, it feels like it's difficult. Oh my God, how many assignments I have to do? But if you really make a time planner, it would really help you. Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful. So our next question is, what resources provided by the campus ease the adaptation process?
I can start first. I think there are resources that really help me adapt to this new environment when I first came. I think first is a lot of events that ISPO hold that really give me the opportunity to get to socialize and know a lot of like fellow students. So I think that's a really important step. And there's other event that is maybe created by your own department that helps you to get to know more like of your like program people in the same cohort. So it's really easy to make friends in those environments. So that definitely helped me adapt to this new environment and find like people that I feel comfortable, like, hang out with or develop that connections.
Yeah, for as a grad student, the campus, so UCSD campus is like one of the biggest in the whole UC system, and it provides multiple resources. So one of it was getting easy in on-campus housing, and the same things that we said that we have multiple events conducted by ISPO as well as our departmental level, which allows us to interact with the senior students as well as to get to know the new students or the undergrads and other researchers or postdoctorate people, so that we can explore more into our field. So I think, yeah, these were the important resources while in the adaptation of the process in master's program.
For me, as I earlier discussed, we have shuttles. So I don't have a car and I don't have a driving license. So the shuttles like really connects me with my department, with my campus, with the library, with all the institute we have on campus. So if you don't have a car, don't worry, we have shuttles, we have various types of transportation services provided by UCSD to all of us. And in addition, we have food pantries. So whenever you feel like you cannot go to the market to purchase something. So Triton Food Pantry is really a good resource. You can go every week and you can at least get some primary, the dairy products and eatables for you to help you with cooking. Yeah, that's it from my side.
I think everybody basically mentioned what I had. I guess one thing I would mention is just, if you don't feel like you're the only one, I bet all the other incoming students and just the first year students are in the same boat. And so I feel like the greatest resource is just, relying on each other and giving each other the support you need to navigate a new place, which can be very daunting. And so, take it easy and everything is going to make sense.
Oh, good. All right. Our next question is, how would you describe your experience as a graduate student at UC San Diego beyond the classroom?
Shall I start this? Yeah. So for me, as a very new graduate student, so it haven't been a year here, and it's around 8 months for me after arriving at UC San Diego, and I felt like apart from academics, it's very good to socialize with new people, and ISPO keeps coffee hours. The department keeps some graduate programs in where we can visit and have like talk to new people. So apart from this, the SDH also keeps the meetings of the communities here by in East or West. So meeting each other is one of the good experience. And apart from this, I enrolled to UCSD recreation for sports and other water sports activities. So this is one of the good experience I had at UC San Diego till then.
Yeah, I think I could talk about that. I feel my experience at graduate at UCSD is just like really fun because UCSD is generally a really great place to be. It has really nice weathers and a lot of fun place to explore. And you could explore different kind of like activities, no matter it's like outdoors or indoors. And we have all those beautiful beach and different hike trials. So I think there's just a lot to explore. So I think it's definitely provide you a bunch of activity you could try, as you explore it. Yep.
And I believe I am improving my overall personality. Apart from education, I am participating in almost all the events at UCSD and planning the events also. So recently I went to the UCSD Craft Center. There I made leaves, I made block printing, and I also help like come in the community. I really paint the tote bags we have. So I feel like my childhood, I am refreshing those childhood memories. So my experience is like just great. I'm just loving being here, and I would definitely recommend for you all, definitely explore the campus activities going on. Follow their Instagram accounts. Every morning they just put that we have this event today. So make sure you find a time of your busy schedule to attend these events. That's from my side.
Yeah, I think as I guess in my third year, I feel like as a graduate student, your workload is quite heavy. And so having something else to look forward to besides, just studying or working towards your research is very important. And I think as all of us all earlier mentioned, San Diego has the nicest weather. And so even if you step outside the classroom or just, your research lab, that itself can motivate you to explore and do new things. And so for me, definitely exploring a lot of the hiking trails and just the making use of the wonderful beaches that we have at San Diego is definitely a must and something very important for your mental health. So do explore that.
Great. So this kind of leads into our next question. So what extracurricular activities did you get involved in at UC San Diego?
So I involved into the sports teams here at UCSD. cricket and soccer team for the past couple of quarters. And in spring break, I went to the MBAC Water Sport Activity Center, which is in the downtown San Diego. So these extra activities were with affiliation with UCSD Recreation. So I'm generally get involved into this kind of activities. And other than that, I try to explore the clubs over here, the robotics clubs at UCSD, which is the amazing one that I recently got to know. So like we have multiple clubs at UCSD that you can explore as per your interest. And I am glad that you guys got admitted to UCSD.
Yeah, that's really awesome. We are lucky to be at UCSD. And regarding my participation into extra activities, I have taken part in salsa. It's a dance facility available by the recreation team. I went to the Coles Mountain hike. Like you can see the sunset, you can see the Mexico, and you are on the topmost point of UCSD, and it is like a discounted rate for the students. And on this iEvents calendar, I think she also mentioned in the presentation that if you attend 30 hours of the events with a tag of get CCR on iEvents calendar, you will get this CCR stamp, which is on the right side on your transcript. So even I'm the person who has completed 30 hours of my participation into these. I have enrolled into various leadership programs by iLead, and you get a leadership stamp also on your transcript. And in addition to that, I have been participating, and we are also planning events like yoga at the beach. We are planning events like taking students to the baseball match. So doing yoga. So yeah, we are doing a lot, and I'm really enjoying. Yeah, that's from my side.
Yeah, I think this calendar already shows a lot of information and a lot of activity that is really fun. And there's other, there is Outback UCSD Center that provide a lot of like outdoor activities. So I went to like Joshua Tree with them, like go camping there and see like beautiful star. It's amazing. So yeah, definitely iEvent calendar and also Outbacks for maybe some trips. Yep.
Yeah, I guess I would say the same thing. I went to Anza Borrego and saw like camping and saw the Milky Way for the very first time. So that was a very exciting experience for me. Other than that, I feel like other ways that you can, be more involved is being part of sort of the organizations that you have as part of your departments, and they have outreach activities and initiatives where they reach out to high school students. And so volunteering in those spaces, I think, is equally as rewarding. Yeah.
Okay. Our next question is, what are things you regret that you haven't done yet, or maybe what's still on your UC San Diego bucket list, if you will?
For me, it's paragliding at Glider Port. It's just near 2.5 miles from UCSD, and I haven't visited it yet for paragliding. So that is one of the in my bucket list, and I regret that I haven't done it yet in this 8 months at UCSD.
For me, I would say I regret that we should explore whole San Diego using the trolley line. These locations are inside the campus, and they connect you with the Maritime Museum. They connect you with the Old State, Old Town. They connect you with the Little Italy. They connect you with Indian Street. So exploring the San Diego using the trolley line is a must thing. We should not regret it about. And since I'm not a good swimmer, so I feel like I'm still regretting that I cannot do snorkeling. You should definitely go dive into the sea and see the aquatic life inside. So this is like my regret as of now. Thank you.
Yeah, I guess I would mention that one thing is for us, it's actually free to take the blue line, and it goes up until the last stop is near the border of Mexico. So you can basically go to the border of Mexico for free using this line, and I actually still haven't used it. So that's definitely one of my regrets. And another one, which I still have to do, is surfing. If you'll come to San Diego, it's a big culture. Surfing is a big thing here. So definitely something to try.
Yeah, I would echo with Emil on the surfing thing. I haven't tried it, but I think it's on my list of doing it, and I would prefer to do it in a warmer weather than winter. So yep.
Okay. What is one piece of advice you would give to incoming international graduate students?
Me, I would say attend events as much as you can. Come out of your comfort zone because we feel like, oh, I have this assignment to complete, I have this assignment to submit. So I would say prioritize yourself and definitely spare some of your time to meet international students, to meet domestic students, to know the culture. Enter into the UC system, enter the US system. You will feel like you have a lot of love and care around you. So for me, it would be like explore campus events, explore people around you. Thank you.
I have a piece of advice to the international students that you're coming overseas for the studies, and many of you will be not with your parents, and like till the time today you are maybe few of you will be staying with your parents during your whole high school or bachelor's, and now you're coming to a new country, you're coming to study overseas, and you will be not by your own alone, but surely you'll miss them, and you'll surely miss your loved ones there. So I would suggest spend as much as time with them in this phase before coming to a new country, to a new university, and be curious, be open-minded about new experiences, and open to learn, and to learn this new culture here in San Diego. Yeah.
Yes, I think just to go off with that, and echo with what Priyanka has mentioned, you came to like US to study, no matter, I think it's just a really great experience to learn more about different cultures. Like study is definitely like your priority, but you also want to incorporate that different like community experience into your overall life, and having that kind of like a social aspect of your life, maybe not only with people that came from the same background, but also just willing and be open-minded to accept and talk with and connect with people from different backgrounds. And I think that is good for your overall experience, right? Not only like GPAs, but just you would enjoy more during your time at UCSD.
Yeah, I guess I would echo a lot of some of the things that everybody has mentioned right now. Just having the, forming connections is equally as important in getting a good grade, because in the long run, these are the memories that you're going to hold dear to your heart and sort of remember. One advice that I got as an international student coming in was about housing. And so when you'll come to UCSD, you'll know that La Jolla is one of the most expensive places in San Diego, and it's really, really hard finding housing, especially for graduate students. And so as soon as you are admitted to the program, I would say just put in your name for the grad housing list, just to get yourself in, because they have a long wait list. And once you do, and before even getting, or even if you haven't actually gotten your grad housing appointment, I would suggest contacting and reaching out to your departments. So they have this program called SHORE, which actually provides you guaranteed housing for the duration of your graduate program. And so after I got accepted to UCSD, I reached out to my department and I requested that I would want to get SHORE. And so because of that, I was able to get guaranteed housing for the 5 or 6 years that I'm going to be in UCSD. So please do that. Tell other people about this, because I know it's not very, it's not very easily advertised. So that's definitely one advice I would give.
Yeah, I would just want to do a little bit add on, because I saw some questions in the Q&A session about housing. So yeah, definitely, I feel like on-campus housing is more like in terms of like money is like less spending compared with like off campus. So definitely, as Emil mentioned, like put yourself on that wait list and apply. If you are willing or you are considering on campus housings, and there are several off campus as well, and there are several that is relatively close to the campus. So not all off campus housing are really far away. So we have those covered like on SurfTrack. So definitely feel free to check that. Yep.
All right. And so this is our last slated question, and then we'll move into an open question and answer. We have lots of good questions in our Q&A. But our last slated question is, what is one activity or place that you would recommend a student should not miss while in San Diego or at UC San Diego?
Okay, I would say food is, there's big on culture and food. Just, you should definitely try tacos. We have a bunch of good places. They have tacos and burritos. And so, for sure, try them because I feel like they're a lot more authentic than a lot of the other places that you'll probably eat in the US. So yeah, explore, eat tacos and burritos.
Yeah, including the multiple places to eat here in San Diego. I would say you guys should try the moonlight kayaking thing here in Mission Bay. So it's one of the best kayak place that everyone will ever see. And also do visit the places like Del Mar in the north of San Diego and Coronado in the south of San Diego. Like these are very pretty and amazing places to visit.
Yeah, if I could only speak of one thing, that would be like La Jolla Cove. It's just such a beautiful site to visit, and there's a lot of like cute sails there, so just really fun. And especially like during sunset hours, it's just so beautiful. Like the overall sky is just purple and pink. So I would definitely recommend that. And there's also some kayak activities that are available in La Jolla Cove. So there is different like website that holding those kind of events. So yeah, definitely check those activities out.
And for me, I have two activities. I don't want to go bias on one thing. So one is sitting at the beach, watching the sunrise and the sunset because we are at the coast. And the second would be to see cherry blossom flowers during the month of May and June. And also you have Japanese garden here around where you can see you are surrounded with flowers and flowers and flowers. So this is one thing you should not miss it. Yeah, that's from my side.
Okay, so we have a lot of good questions in the open Q&A. So we'll start addressing the ones now, but if you have any additional follow-up questions that you'd like to ask, feel free to submit them. So we'll start with this first question. So do you have any recommendations for students who are looking to do research in a certain field or work on a certain project? What advice would you give to this student to find those opportunities?
I think some of the research opportunities is really based on like the department that you are in. So I think definitely like check out all the website that because like really may have like different research like a system that may be ECE or CS. So I would say like check out your specific department and the website, and typically you will have like some like faculty listings, and they will also have some maybe research topic there. So look through that, and some of the research that is conducted by the instructors or the professors. So you are definitely encouraged to like maybe reach out to them individually to see if there is any opportunity there, because they may not like posting it. And another thing I'm thinking of is there's the website called Handshake. So sometimes they will post some of their maybe research positions or student analyst position, etc. So yeah, probably you could find there, but I would say like maybe reach out to specific faculty members or professors would be more efficient.
Great. Our next question is regarding the quarter system. So this specific question asks about is the course content cut down from a semester course squeezed into a quarter course? But I'll also just add on, like, what advice would you give to someone who's transitioning from a semester program to a quarter system?
Yeah, so for the first quarter, I think you'll be getting equipped with the pace of the quarter system, and it's a 10-week quarter. And I would say be active right from the first week of the quarter, so that you will ramp up yourself with all the 3 courses in like couple of weeks. And then after few more weeks, you will be well equipped with the pace of the professor that of which you took the class. And I would say be active with your fellow students in the class, because sometimes we may lag in our concepts, and also it is very important that we get it clear within the same day or the quarter, sorry, on in the week itself, so that it's just being up to date with the class in the quarter system. And if you are able to manage it, if you are able to do it, you will find it going easy in 10 weeks. So yeah, this is the major difference in the semester and the quarter. So just being very up to date with the class and everything is going on in all the three courses is important.
All right, cool. So our next question is in regards to enrolling for classes. So what was your experience enrolling for classes, especially for your first quarter at UC San Diego? And what advice would you give to someone who's enrolling for classes for the first time?
Okay. Anna, please go ahead.
For me, I feel like when you're starting off I think for every program you have a core set of classes. So those are the classes that you have to take. And so the safest bet initially when you're still exploring and you're still new to the school is to enroll yourself in core classes. That way, a lot of the other people in your program will basically do the same thing. And so it's a nice way of connecting with other people in the program while taking some of the classes that you all have to take. So I think the first quarter, that's what I ended up doing. And then when you're there, you could practically talk to other seniors in the program, higher, grad level professors or other faculty, just to understand what the class load is like and what are some of the electives that will work well for you. So that's one of my advices.
One thing I would like to add into Amal's thing is that you will be provided with the program overview. There's a description of every course you have. So by your preference or your choices, just read those curriculum, just read those reviews of the courses and choose your courses. And in order to avoid future clashes among the core courses, I think you should, as Amal said, you should really look upon what the set has been made by the department. So they have made schedules like tentative schedules for fall, winter, spring. So I would say if you can go by that, you should go by that. Thank you.
All right. I'm seeing a lot of questions come in about Shore. And if you're interested, I do want to note that this is, there are limited spots for Shore. So everyone who applies for Shore isn't guaranteed to receive it. But you could definitely search UCSD Shore to learn more about the application process, requirements, etc. So I'll just make that one note. Okay. So there's a question about getting involved in sports. And I think there's also, maybe folks can talk about their experience about getting involved and the difference between like a university team in terms of our athletics department versus like our recreation department. But what has been your experience getting involved in different sports at UC San Diego?
Oh, yeah. So when I arrived here in the first quarter, it was pretty hectic for me. So I didn't try to enroll it itself in the first quarter, and I enrolled into the UCSD cricket team as well as UCSD soccer team. I tried to enter those teams, and so each team has their own practice sessions in the week, at least a couple of times, and it is so there is a difference in recreation and so recreation. UCSD Rec conducts instructional classes if you want to learn those sports, or if you want, let's say you want to learn tennis or you want to learn archery. So there are instructional classes happening every week for a month maybe, or a couple of months in the whole quarter. So it's just 8 classes. You can either opt for that, or you want to join a team, then I think best way is to go in person, or you can check it on the website or the Instagram page. Talk to the folks those who are practicing in the mower field or on Warren field, and yeah, that's the best way to join the team at UCSD.
All right, our next question is, what advice would you give to a master's student who's looking to make a career transition or career switch? And what is it like securing a summer internship or job prospects after your master's program?
Okay, so the same thing so for me it was a very fast process, because when I arrived in September 21, I started applying right itself in the end of September or first week of October. I applied to the targeted companies here in Silicon Valley. So for me, since I am in chip designing or SoC system on chip designing, so I targeted NVIDIA, Qualcomm. Qualcomm itself have a headquarters in San Diego, which was one of the most favorable decision for me to come to UCSD, because UCSD EC department is one of the strong in this field. So I targeted like around 3 to 4 companies that I will apply. Like I really used to apply daily for around a week. In the first, so I completed application first phase of my application in first week of October. I waited for the interview calls and scheduled. So they got scheduled in the third week of October nearly. So I think getting an summer internship is not a big task. So depending on your department, depending on your career interest, depending on your goals that you have set for yourself, and what kind of profile you want to enter in the industry. So this is yeah. So I think one advice is apply early for summer internship, because there are multiple students from multiple universities. It's not just like people from UCSD will be applying. There are a number of universities who will also apply for the same job that you going to apply. So be early in that process. Try to review your resume from the Student Career Center. It's one of the best people over there who can advise you on your resume, cover letters, and etc. So go through it and try to apply in first quarter itself. And it's not like if the first quarter is passed and there are no chances for um, summer internship. It is not like that. It's a myth completely. You can build up your profile in the first couple of quarters, and at the end of the second quarter, you can apply to the your desired companies or where you want to work. So yeah, and surely when you are coming to tech side, I would say after like a post-COVID situation is getting more better. But again, the number of internships in the big companies are lesser as compared to the full time. So yeah, just be alert about those stuff and be clear what are your goals and what kind of role you want in your summer internship, and that will help you to grow and help you to get a full time in the same company itself.
Yeah, I could add a little bit to that. Just like if you are making career transition, that's just explore different on-campus opportunities that could help you make that transition and build up your profile, no matter it's an on-campus job or it's like doing research with a certain professors. So trying to assemble those resources when you are like on campus so that you could have like good profile and then begin like the job searching, internship searching as previously mentioned. Yep.
All right. That concludes, I would say, the majority our time for our webinar today. I'll just say that I know we've gotten some requests to connect with our wonderful student panelists on this call. So if you're interested in connecting, you can email iprograms.ucsd.edu and we will ask for consent to share our panelist information. To make sure that that's okay. And if you have any follow-up questions, you can also email iNewStudent.ucsd.edu with some of these questions, and we'll do our best to answer those questions in regards to any of those follow-up. But with that, I just wanna, oh, wonderful. Yeah, so to our student panelists, if you're interested in connecting with the students on this call, feel free to share your contact information in whatever way that you feel most comfortable, but by no means feel any pressure to share that. And then I'll also just a quick plug, I know that she mentioned this in the chat, but our Grad Pals program is designed specifically for this, so that you would get matched with a current graduate student at UC San Diego, and you can ask all of these types of questions. It's really helpful to have someone who's kind of gone through this process before, who's currently at UC San Diego. So I would definitely encourage you to apply to Grad Pals. And I'll go, I think I can go ahead and share that. I want to say it's actually been shared. But Grad Pals, I would say, is a really great resource for a lot of our students that I would highly recommend folks to check out. And you can always just search like UCSD ISPO Grad Pals and it should direct you, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in the chat right now. Great. Wonderful. So with that, a huge thank you to all of our fellow panelists for answering so many good questions and sharing more about the international graduate student experience here at UC San Diego. And we are so excited to welcome you on campus this fall. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Thank you.